G'day guys and girls, thanks for tuning in. It's been a while. Raising a family in these times, don't get a lot to spend time working on the car and doing mods like I plan to do or like I used to do. I think the last video I did was me installing the bucket seat, which I've had in for a few months now. It's been great, enjoy sitting in it, it's nice and comfy, it's good for handling, enjoy it. Other than that, I've taken the car on a couple drives. Not many car shows. I've been mostly working weekends, so I've just taken the car out and shown a few people who wanted to see it and taken them for some rides. But other than that, I've stayed away from car events because around here it's getting pretty hot. Police are going in ununiformed and sort of off duty, writing down number plates of highly modified cars or even slightly modified cars, and then sending them for a full pit inspection, which requires a full undergoing of the whole car mechanically. And then they end up finding coilovers, front mount intercoolers, turbo upgrades, all exhaust changes, send everyone defects and take the cars off the road, which is pretty unfortunate because I've seen a few nice cars get taken off the road with defects for really minor stuff, and these cars are nice classics as well. So just staying low and been keeping the car here in the shed. But I got some time off work. I've taken a little holiday and we're not going away, so I've got some new parts arrive and it's time to do some upgrades on this thing. It's been driving beautiful, nothing's really wrong with it except for it getting a bit smoky on decel. I've opened up the intake and exhaust and found some oil in around the turbo. I think the turbo seals are gone, so went down the lines of maybe rebuilding the turbo or getting the seals replaced. I've looked into a few options, not sure where to go, and I've made my decision and I've ended up ordering a whole heap of parts. So open this up. I've already taken some things off, as you can see. Throttle body's off, it's living up here on top of my toolbox. Got some wiring, nothing too exciting, but I'm going to turn this into a little mini series. That's off because I was trying to find the fuel rail and injectors because I'm going to upgrade them. It's getting new fuel rail, new injectors, new fuel pump. A Walbro 460 is going to go in. I think that's today's job. That's probably as far as I'll get. I don't even know if I'll get it fully installed or wired up today, but we'll see how we go. Injectors are 1200 cc's. If you know that, that's chasing quite high power. So the reasoning for the turbo oil seals and that going, I've decided to do a full turbo upgrade on this. So I'll post a photo here now of all the parts I ordered, which is probably the coolest parts I've ever ordered for a car, I believe. I've never ordered a turbo or manifolds as exquisite as those in the photo, so I'm excited. Alright, here I have my TI Performance Automotive brand, sorry, TA Automotive, which is a Walbro 460 pump. And then I've just got this relay with a base, which will wire to this, because I'm going to run new power from probably the battery straight to the pump with a thicker gauge cable, because this has a lot more draw on it. So if you watch back a fair few videos, I originally put a Dishworks 360, I think, or maybe a 320 pump in, which was good for the tune as it sits now. Just gave it that bit more fuel, but what I'm going to be asking for it later on, it's going to require more flow, so I have to put this in and redo the job again, which is annoying. I should have just probably bought this from the start, but the Dishworks pump was a small little unit and I liked the size of it back then. So yeah, put this in the tank and then wire from the battery all the way back to this relay, because I'm going to put this relay hopefully near the tank somewhere, and go through this relay to the pump, and then the wires that trigger the pump that are in there currently will trigger this relay to turn on. and that'll ensure it's got good amperage all the way from positive power and not cause me any dramas. So that's the job today. I don't think I'm going to get to the wiring part. Might just get the pump in. Alright, the seat just pops out. Fuel pump's on this side. I think a Venturi sender, might be that side, I can't remember. But working in this garage, and it's on this side. The car sucks, so I've had to roll it over because the car doesn't start. No throttle body. I'll rip this out, pull the in tank out, stuff out, and see what we've got. Alright, a little bit of fuel spillage, not too bad. I got the unit out I customised last time. Let's see what we're working with, eh? Alrighty. Dishworks 300, but on the side it says 340 litres per 100. So going from that to a 460. The thing is, this is a nice straight body and it would clip into the carrier on the bottom of the hanger. But the new Walbro has a big lump. So I don't think this is going to work anymore, which sucks because I don't know how to hold it in. I think in the past I saw people do like stainless steel cable ties to hold it in. So we'll see what we can come up with. Alrighty, removed the old Dishworks. Like I said, I've actually got the new pump in. I just can't fit the cradle on that clips on the bottom, which holds it in. It's in there nice and snug, but I don't want it to fall out under bumps and stuff. So I'm going to go down the road and get, like a stainless steel cable tie and just secure it that way. It's the easiest way. I can't think of any other way you could do it unless I put like a clamp around here, and that might clamp it. That might actually work, a hose clamp. I'd have to shrink down quite a fair bit the plastic, but yeah, no, there's too much wiggle room there, so I might just put one around the whole thing and put the rubber on the bottom to help it. Alrighty, just went down the road, grabbed a hose clamp and clamped the plastic in on the pump, and it holds it in nice. I can't even rip that out, so that should be pretty good. That won't fall out, it's secure. We'll go with that. Yeah, okay, done. I hate feeding through this firewall. It's probably one of the worst cars I've owned for doing that. It's so tight I had to take the battery out. And I had my boost tee that goes to the gauge inside already through the harness hole. So I just used that as a draw wire. I took it off and attached the cable to it and then pulled it through. Worked a treat. So it's inside the car now. That's the hard part done. Alrighty, skipped ahead. It's night time now. It's actually the next night. I did a lot last night and packed it up, and now I'm just tidying up the next bits tonight. Didn't have a fuse last night, so I've now connected the cable into the battery. Got a 30 amp fuse running down here. I might tidy that up later, but it's cable tied in snug, runs around the back of the battery under the tray. It's all secure, goes through, and then I'm just tidying all this up now. That was from leftover from last night. I just gave up and thought I'd come back tonight. I ended up taking the pump back out because the clamp I used had actually slipped the pump down a bit in the holder, and the intake was like pretty much sitting on the bottom of the tank, and I could hear it fluctuating, cavitating. So I ended up taking the clamp off, raising it all higher. I got it about 6 or 7 mil higher. So now there's like a good gap between the intake and the bottom of the tank, meaning it'll get to the bottom of the tank, but it won't be sucking up against the bottom. Fix that. Yeah. Now I'm just tidying all this. I taped all my connections. I've cable tied it snug here. Put the relay in. The relay is secured to this bolt hole I found, which is perfect. Just like a 6mm bolt straight in, and that holds it. And yeah, just secure everything else and put my panels back on, and that's the pump install done. So yeah, last night finished off everything, tidied it up, turned it on and off a few times. The fuse works, doesn't trip out. I build fuel pressure. There's no leaks or anything. So the pump is in its factory hanger. factory fittings, factory fuel lines. It all works. Wiring's tidy, it's all put back together. So that's that part of the job done. If it's enough, I don't know. There could be some limitations there. I'm not chasing huge power, so I'm hoping to get away with the factory hanger with factory fittings coming out and factory plug, although I'm looking at upgrading the fuel lines all the way to the fuel rail. We've done a quick look around because I was going to move on to doing the new fuel rail upgrade and keep doing the fuel stuff, but it's a very complicated job. It's very tight. There's a harness that runs through here. I've been recommended to try and slip the intake back a bit and give myself some more room. I've seen some videos of people undoing this plastic cover that the harness runs through and twisting that out and just having bare wires that they end up wrapping. So yeah, I'm just trying to look into all of it and see what's what. The plastic thing for the harness is quite big. But down the back here, on the back down there, you can just see it way down there. There's a banjo fitting onto the back of the factory fuel rail. So I've sort of looked, and it looks to be factory solid line pretty much from the rail all the way back to the tank, and there's only like a short section of fuel hose that runs from the hard line up and around into the tank, which impresses me. I thought it was going to be rubber hose, but very durable. Yeah, I could try and start taking that all apart and get the fuel rail in, but I can't even connect up the fuel line because it's a banjo solid fitting. I probably need to run AN lines. I've never done AN lines before. I don't actually have them, so it's probably something I'm going to order and run through the car pretty much all the way back to the factory hanger, and that way I sort of fail safe all that system and it'll just connect straight onto the fuel rail I've got. So thanks for watching that part of the job. That's done. That'll do for now, and we'll move on to the fuel rail and lines another day when I've got more motivation. Thanks for watching. Subscribe, like, share.